we should be sponsored by like Planters Peanuts because we're just a little salty right now.
Casino trip, full of chips. Wanna flip, double it.
Welcome to the FullofChips podcast, the only chips you'll never lose, where the stakes are high, the takes are bold, and the conversations are always full of chips. With your hosts, Chris the Dice Degen and Craig from Old Bay Craps, you're tuned in to FullofChips, the podcast where we dive into our experiences gambling and stories straight from the casino floor. Whether you're a seasoned pro at the craps table or just curious what the buzz is about, you're in the right place. Each week, we break down the games, talk to the experts, and bring you tips that could tilt the odds in your favor. So grab your lucky charm, stack your chips, and let's roll into today's episode. What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode 55 of the FullofChips podcast, the only chips you will never lose, with your hosts, Chris the Dice Degen and Craig from Old Bay Craps. Craig, how we doing today?
I don't know if we should answer that. Maybe we should just go right
It's
into
a
the
very
drink.
loaded question.
This is a lot of bullet bourbon and very little Diet Coke.
There you go. Lot of bourbon.
Lot of bourbon.
You need it after the day you've had.
Yeah. Which, funny enough, we're not going to
Been a
go
day.
into. We already discussed offline. We don't want to take up the people's
we're not going to
time
go into it. We do have content to go over. I do have a qualm I need to address before we get into content.
Get it. Bring it.
So I was playing some online craps, like a true degenerate. And so it used to be that, like, when you set the rules for yourself, you know, you could, like, turn your bets off on the come out roll.
Yeah.
Well, these assholes took that away. So I'm sitting here with light side bets, working on a come out, didn't even realize I was working. And they lock you out, right? So, like, you know, once the timer goes down, they lock you out. You can't turn your bets off at that point. And I was like, fuck. And I'm sitting there, dude, I'm praying for not the 7 to come. I'm praying like I summoned everything I could. So an 11 comes out. I'm like, I swipe all those bets down as quick as I can. I get them all off. Next roll was a 7 on the come out. I was like, oh my goodness, I got blessed.
You saved yourself.
Saved myself.
Yeah.
Pissed me off though, because like before. So I don't think you've ever played it, have you? The Evolution craps or whatever. You don't have it in Maryland.
Well, we don't
think, right?
It's not legal in this state, so.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know. Like, I always had it set up, and that, you know, as soon as the puck was off, like, my bets were automatically off unless I turned them on.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I went in and I was looking at it. All my bets are turned on. I'm like, what the hell? Then I went to the settings, and that setting was gone. I was like, look at these little cheapskates trying to take away my settings that I can turn my bets off. I was like, what the hell? You already have a rigged game. Now you're going to let me? I'm kidding. It's not rigged, but it definitely seems rigged at times.
Oh, yeah. It's probably rigged.
Probably.
100%.
Probably is. I mean, it's questionable at best. Very, very questionable. I don't know. If anyone at home has played the Evolution games, let us know what you think, because I have a lot of problems with that game, and I'm an idiot for keep on continuing to play it.
Yeah,
that's just on me.
Oh man, what's up with Degen? Besides that, what's up with Degen?
What is up with Degen? I don't even know, man. Degen's just like the mind and the life of Degen is a scary place. To be honest with you,
Scary.
It's just like, I don't know what goes on. Just life goes on. That's basically that. I don't know. I've been working, you know, doing stuff. Made a reappearance on the Craps channel.
Okay.
And I got myself into a whole rebirth. Because, you know, Craig, I hate a lot of shit that has been being posted on YouTube. I really do.
I was just telling you offline that we should be sponsored by, like, Planters Peanuts because we're just a little salty right now, and we're salty at everything.
Everything. I mean, shit. Man, it's been, I don't know, got like life shit going on. Then I, you know, try to get an escape from and watch some YouTube, and then I get pissed off watching that. So I'm just like, what do? Watch baseball? Well, I'd rather watch paint dry.
Well, football's around the corner, my friend.
I can't wait. I cannot wait. You sent me a meme earlier, or reel or whatever it was
Yeah.
earlier about sitting on the couch all day on Sunday. I cannot tell you how excited I am to not move my ass from 12 o'clock until 12 o'clock on Sundays.
Yeah.
Cannot tell you how excited I am.
I think the Hall of Fame game's on tomorrow night, right?
Yes, it is on tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that. And then preseason, I don't really care too much about preseason, to be honest with you. I think it's a load of shit. I think too many people put too much stock into preseason. But to be honest, like half the teams don't even play starters. And then, we're watching like third and fourth string guys that, I have a better chance of making the team than they do. And people are like, oh, this guy's got a chance. And I'm like, yeah, at the practice squad, maybe.
However, I will watch that over baseball right now.
Oh, yes. Yes, absolutely.
Just the atmosphere of NFL happening is all I need.
Yeah, I was watching The Bachelorette or something over fucking baseball the other day. The wife was like, I actually had the Phillies on, and the wife was like, I'll watch something else. And I'm like, please change it. Please put me out of my misery.
I've been watching a lot of Netflix lately.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of documentaries, crime documentaries, but also I know you may not be, but I'm a WWE fan, so I've been watching. They got this documentary called Unreal, which is the behind the scenes of WWE, and it's one of those just episode after episode after episode, staying up till God knows like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning when I shouldn't be. But yeah, that's what I've been doing.
There you go. Yeah, that's we got like Apple TV or something. Solely because Ted Lasso is coming out with the next season. Actually came out today. So we've been like binge watching some show. Couldn't tell you what it's called. Not a clue.
We binge watched Shrinking on Apple TV. That was good.
Good. All right, I might have to watch that because we got it for the time being. I don't know. The wife got it. It's just I'm like, she bought something and got Apple TV or whatever. So I was like, all right, great. We have yet another streaming service to watch added to the Rolodex of streaming services that I have. But this one, I don't know. I was trying to find something on there. We found some show. It's about like, I don't know, MI5 or something. I couldn't tell you what it's called. Not a clue. I'm on season 3 though. So
you're on season 3 of a show you don't know what it's called.
Don't know what it's called. I can tell you what happened in the show. I can tell you what the premise behind the show is. Could not tell you what the hell the show's called.
I'm actually interested in getting into these topics, Chris, because as much as we tease people with our titles and topic titles, this one's yet another one for the FOC, because math over myth, generally speaking. And we have to put that generally speaking because, trust us, we are not getting into the percentages tonight. We had no intention of getting into the percentages. But what we are going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about math over myth and what you should be and should not be paying attention to when you're playing craps.
I like that. I mean, if you want the math, I probably have it. Because so full disclosure, while I was waiting to hop on tonight, I started doing math for some unknown reason because DJ's a weirdo and likes math. So I'm sitting over here doing random calculations of God knows what. So,
right. If you want prop bets, I think we said it before, was it 16.9%. If you want pass lines, 1.41. DP is 1.36. Yeah. That's the extent of the percentages you're going to get tonight.
The only percentage you're going to get is 100% chance of having a good time.
It's funny you said 100% of chance because we just talked about the weather's been total shit this past week.
Awful.
If it's not raining cats and dogs, it's fucking so humid, and it's only 80 degrees, but it's so humid you could cut it with a knife. It is terrible. Oh yeah, it's terrible. You can't open your door, get down to the one step, and you're already sweating.
Oh, 100%. I went to take the dog for a walk at like 5:30 in the morning the other day. It was like 68 degrees outside. I'm like, oh, great. Like, typically in shorts. And then I was like, oh, 68 degrees. Let me throw like, a sweatshirt on or something. Craig, I opened my garage and I was like, this sweatshirt's staying in the garage because it is not coming with me on this walk. I was soaked after that walk. It's disgusting. This weather is horrible.
Is wind not allowed to be on the East Coast anymore? Because I haven't felt a breeze in like 2 weeks.
I have no idea. Like something needs to happen though, because it has been raining every freaking day. Which my grass is not complaining, my garden's not complaining,
Right.
just DJ's complaining
Right.
because I hate the rain. I think I've went over this. I hate being wet.
Yeah.
My
You hate
dog hates being wet. So
you hate
like when we
being
have to like
moist. Right.
yeah, I hate it. I hate it. And then add the humidity on there, it's just moist 24/7, miserable.
Oh
My
my
Pico
God.
bill is through the roof. And for anyone who doesn't know what Pico is, it's my freaking electric company. So
Yeah.
like my air conditioning is cranking in the house.
If it's not that, it's a ceiling fan going constantly.
Yeah.
And then all that's doing is just spreading around the hot air.
Oh yeah.
I got
That's
covers off, covers on, covers off, covers on. I'm like, Jesus, can I just get a good night's sleep?
good night's sleep. Haven't had one of those and I couldn't tell you how long.
No,
Don't know what that is even.
no, not at this juncture.
Back to the math
Back to the math. We're talking
because
about craps literacy. Like, are you literate
yes.
about craps? That's what we're talking about.
It is. It is a good question, Craig, because I feel like a lot of people break chapter 1 of craps literacy.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, chapter 1 is everybody likes to think the dice have some sort of memory.
Right. Right.
Like, I mean, you sit at the craps table and like, I mean, it's like unbelievable. I'm sitting here and this number hasn't rolled. It's due. Or this shooter hasn't done well all day. They're going to do well now. Or this has to happen. I don't know how many times we have to say, Craig, like nothing is ever due. The dice do not have any memory whatsoever.
Well, a lot of it has to do with superstition, right? Because,
Mhm.
it's cute until until we're replacing it, until it starts replacing craps literacy, which is what we're talking about. But we know craps is a probability game, and we know it's wrapped in noise and ego and dice. But as soon as the sooner the players accept that that's what it is, then the sooner they stop embarrassing themselves at the table. Because like we just said in the title, most players don't have a math problem, they have a myth problem. And just like you were saying, when they cling to that superstition, because it gives them a sense of control, it gives them a sense that it makes losses feel less personal and turns randomness into some kind of epic thing. But at the end of the day, dice don't care. Dice
They
couldn't give a
don't.
shit. Dice don't have memory. We've said it before. If you're there, you need to be knowing. I'm not saying you need to know the percentages, and I'm not saying you need to know the probabilities of something, but you should be ideal to, okay, if the seventh hasn't come in a while, people tell me that the average is 68 rolls. Maybe I should be a little cautious around if we're on roll 6 or 8 or even 10. And am I easing myself into this session, or am I just trying to go gangbusters? And either it's my day or it's not my day. And that's fine if that's your mantra, if that's your plan. We've talked about if you have a plan to torture money in the first couple of rolls, we're all for it. We're going to be over here at FOC on the hook. We're going to be clapping for you because you succeeded in torching your bankroll because that was your plan. But but and again, you can set the dice, right? You can kiss the dice. Shit, you can whisper to the dice or rub them on your lucky spot. But the dice don't care. The dice don't
They
care,
don't give a
Chris.
flying fuck.
Meanwhile, right? Meanwhile, the math is sitting in the corner like, wow, you all really didn't, you really don't study me at all, do you? Like, I'm over here giving you probability and you're like, get the fuck out of here. Like, I'm trying to entertain myself. And that's fine. If you're trying to entertain yourself, by all means, again, we are happy to watch you torch your bankroll. But if you're
Yep.
there with a purpose and you had a plan, you had a win goal and you had a stop loss and you had this and that, and you knew where you wanted your bets to go and you knew that you wanted to shoot that day and you've been practicing your dice, well then, honey, I'm telling you, the craps literacy means understanding a lot of different factors of the game. Now, I don't know about you, Chris, but we all know that house edge is part of the game. We know that expected value is an important part. Hell, it's an important part of blackjack. Variance is a big part of the game. Probability, but also distribution. We've talked before about why certain numbers show up more often than others don't. We see patterns all the time. But if you're not paying attention to any of these sections of craps literacy, then you're fooling yourself and you're just going to continue to blunder in your craps session.
100%. Like, you have to have a good understanding of, like you said, right, the literacy piece of it, understanding some of the probabilities. You don't have to know them by heart, right? But like, it's the same guy who's, oh, the horn's gonna hit because it hasn't hit in a while. Yeah, it may not hit. It may not continue to hit. But if you were smart and understood that, oh, there's only a handful of ways to roll a horn number, maybe I should put my money elsewhere, it'd probably
Right.
be a better bet, right? Or the people who use superstition as their crutch. It's like superstition 9 times out of 10 is a bad decision more often than not, right? But what do you blame? Oh, well, it's worked for me in the past. Yeah, 1 out of 10 times, but it worked for you that one time and you remember it. So we're going to, make a decision based on that. No, like,
But
that's
we
not what
all come out,
happens.
right, because we all come out with a come out game if you play a come out game and you know what it is, you play it, but you're doing it because you've had a lot of success with it maybe, but should you play it every time? Maybe not. If you're reading the table, honestly, you got to be honest with yourself. Okay, it's probably not going to go this round or this next shooter because I've seen this shooter. He's not throwing these numbers that I need for this come out game to hit. So I might do the bonus, but I'm going to stay away from the horn section.
Oh yeah,
Right.
100%. Like, I mean, my come out game differs on who's shooting, right?
Right.
Like, my standard come out game that I use on myself and other shooters that I know is different than a come out game that I use on randoms. Hell, most of the time on randoms, I have no come out game. Why? I got to see what they're doing first. Why would I put money out there, right?
Yeah.
Whereas if I'm shooting or somebody I know is shooting or somebody that I've seen shoot before, like, yeah, I'll play a come out game because it's a move that I'm hoping pays off. Does it pay off all the time? No. Does it pay off a lot of the time? Probably not. But when it does pay off, it's pretty sweet. And the main thing is my come out game, it covers those bets that we usually, poo-poo on a little bit with horn bets and other stuff because, we like to talk about them as people making them consistently, right?
Right.
4, 5, 6, 10 rolls in a row, people are throwing horn bets out there. But if you're somebody like me or somebody like Craig, we want to see horns on the come out. That is what we are actively searching for, right? So if I'm going to sit there and not play it, why would I want those numbers to come out? What's the point of them then?
Well,
right?
And honestly, for the average player, the game gets better when they stop pretending that physics cares about their feelings because it doesn't. And
Yep.
you have to know that your superstitions aren't going to lower the house edge. They're not going to change probability. They're not even going to influence your outcome. But what the math will do is it will tell you which bets are trash. It'll tell you which bets are tolerable and how variance will smack you. I mean, it again, we talk about reading the table. That's part of the math. Part of the math is reading the table of what it's doing and reacting to what it's doing. Not reacting to, not making bets based on hope. Maybe the come out game should be called the hope game because I think a lot of people just go wickety whack on the come out game. You'll never like Chris and I are very methodical about, he plays the horn and he plays it a specific way and he bets it a specific amount. And that's where he starts and he knows his progressions. I do the same thing on the world bet. But you see time and time again, people just chucking, doing the pigeon feeding out into the prop section. And God forbid there's a hop section on the layout because they'll start doing that shit on the come out too. And most often, what are you looking for in a come out? You're looking for horns, 7s, and 11s. I mean, I know 11 is part of the horn, but horns and a 7. Well, you're not expecting hard 6, hard 4.
Okay.
I hardly ever see people, you do see it, but I hardly ever see people work their hard ways on the come out, unless it's a plan.
I mean, yeah, unless you know somebody's throwing hard ways on the come out, then yeah, go for it. Now I have seen it. I have done it on like a longer roll where somebody's hit quite a few hard ways already. I have worked
Right.
my hard ways on that specific come out roll. But yeah, not necessarily something I do often. It's just like when I know somebody's throwing horns and I know they're not doing anything different on the come out roll, then I mean, might as well work my horn or work my hard ways. But
Right.
again, like you said, it's an observation from playing the table. It's not just like, you know what? I feel like there's a slight breeze in the casino right now. I got a good song on the radio playing through the loudspeaker. Let me work my hard ways. Like that's not where it comes from. It's reading the table, understanding that this shooter is throwing horns, and I'm gonna work my horns, or sorry, my hard ways. I keep saying horns. Gonna work my hard ways on this come out because they keep throwing hard ways.
Now, done the same. If somebody is showing that they're throwing hard ways between points, then that's when I might switch gears on the come out and go from a world bet to a buffalo bet. So for those that don't know what a buffalo bet is, it's all the hard ways plus the any seven. So if the any seven hits, it pays for all your hard ways again. So it's a push. But
Yep.
you're working your hard ways on the come out. And I only do that, Chris, if I've seen the person throwing hard ways. There's no other reason to do it. There's no other reason to do a buffalo bet unless you've seen somebody throwing hard ways.
Yeah. Otherwise, I think it's the dumbest bet ever. Honestly. Like, and I know it's gonna piss some people off to hear that, but like that bet to me is so stupid.
Yeah.
Like I'll be honest with you, I'll never understand why people love that bet so much. And like I get the I guess allure behind it at certain points, but if somebody's not throwing hard ways, like why not bet the world?
Yeah.
Right? Like on the Buffalo, you've got 3 ways to throw a 7 or 6 ways, but 3 main ways, right? Because the other 6 are just inverted the other
Right.
3 ways, right?
Right.
You got 1 way to throw each hard way. It only comes 1 way, right? Your world bet, you're better off. You have more options on the world bet. And people, I already know someone in the comments, well, it doesn't pay as well. Yeah, okay, fine. Doesn't pay as well on the 3 or the 11. But guess what? Guarantee you, if you start tracking who's throwing hard ways on the come out and how many 3s, 11s, 2s, and 12s come out, guaranteed you get more 2s, 3s, 11s, and 12s on the come out than you do hard 4, hard 6, hard 8, hard 10.
But here's the argument for the world bet. Yes, you want to cover your ace deuce. It's the only number that really is the stepchild of the horn bets because most likely you're playing a pass line. Not everybody pays a pit. I only play it when I'm shooting, so I'm kind of out of that scenario. But most people are playing a pass line. So if you're doing that, you're covered with that 11 when it hits on the world bet. It's that ace deuce that removes your pass line, and you don't get it much at all. And so playing like $2 on the ace deuce is really going to help balance you out and give you good profit when it does hit. And and again, because Chris and I know our progressions on these, on the horn bet and the world bet, we know that we will make significant money on the next hit if another horn hits again. And it only progresses from there, right? Because I think we both said that we both can get to table max. If there's 5 horns hit, we should be at table max.
Easily.
You know?
Yep. But like you said, right? The second one, you're in serious profit town, hopefully.
Right.
Right. The first one, you've got your money back plus some. Right. Because, like, I mean, I'm not pressing all of it. Like, I'm taking the money back, at least a little bit of it to the rack, right? On the second hit. Third hit, I mean, shit. We're going for, I mean, black chips are coming back on the third hit.
But that's the thing. The first hit, and I know we're probably tangenting and we love to tangent. But first hit, it's paid for. It's paid for and you have profit. That's the difference. Yeah. With a buffalo bet, you may not have profit on the first hit. Depends on how much you bet. I don't know.
Well, that,
I mean,
and if somebody threw a hard way.
$5 all the way around. If you're keeping up your other bets, and that's the key, and the dealers will assume that you're always keeping up all your other bets. So you will make some profit if you don't play the hard ways after it, if it does hit on the come out. But most people are going to be playing, well, I just won this on the come out, so I'm gonna boost up all the hard ways. Like, okay, you know, I think you're going to be more profitable on a world bet and a horn bet on the come out than you are a buffalo. But again, I only play the buffalo occasionally, and it's only after I've seen the person between points throw hard ways.
Yep.
If they're throwing the
I'm
easy
in the same
numbers,
boat.
you'll never see the Buffalo bet ever.
No, I'll be honest with you. I don't think I've ever placed a Buffalo bet in a casino, like in an actual casino. I've done it in like online bullshit and other stuff. I've never actually placed a Buffalo in like live table play.
But here's the thing: if everybody wants to use the full of chips philosophy, okay, craps literacy doesn't mean you stop having fun. All right, we're not downers. Okay, it means you stop lying to yourself. You can still enjoy the hype, the noise, the silly rituals, and the camaraderie, and even the chaos. But remember, math is the backbone of craps. Superstition is just fluff. So know the difference, or you will get eaten alive.
You certainly will. Craig, I like how you made that backbone of craps analogy because traditional craps is the backbone of craps in general, right? Everybody thinks of traditional
Right.
layout as that's the backbone of craps, but we've seen quite a bit of change in recent years to that backbone with the addition of electronic games, right? Bubble craps, roll to win, all that kind of stuff, as well as changing the layout completely with Crapless.
Oh yeah. Craps used to be a culture I've heard before. Um, but now casinos are rolling out versions that feel like craps got a personality transplant because bubble craps, they're shrinking it down to a machine. They want you to play by yourself and there's no tipping involved, there's no customer service involved. It's really just is it any different than just playing it on your phone? I don't think it is, in my
No,
opinion. Crapless
it's not.
craps, yes. Is it great for people who love light side play and love and maybe throw a lot of horn numbers? Absolutely. But what does crapless craps do? Takes away the 7. You can't, there's no don't. You can't play the don't.
Yep,
Like, sorry, if you were a don't player, craps just took a table away from you,
it
right?
did. And
Um,
it's becoming a lot more prevalent around it. Even the bubble craps and stuff. Like a lot of the other electronic games, like on the East Coast especially, they're not around. Like those stadium craps, roll to win, like they're going away. But bubble craps has been, very prominent. Even crapless bubble craps. But yeah, crapless is definitely becoming more prevalent, especially on the East Coast. There's more casinos that have tables, and I find that those tables are the ones that are open often, right? Like
yeah.
you used to have, at least one or two tables open. They were always traditional, but now you may find one traditional, one crapless, or I mean, if you're early birds like we are, some of these casinos only have crapless open in the morning.
Well, a lot of it has to do, Chris, with this identity shift. I think that's happening in craps, and it's been happening for quite some time. But bubble crafts, yeah, bubble crafts is very individualized.
Yep.
And one thing we didn't have on here, which was stadium crafts, and probably the reason why is because you still have people involved, and that's the
Mm-hmm.
big difference. There are no people at bubble crafts. There's no table energy. There's no camaraderie. There's no shooter rhythm. There's no social contact. Um, it's just you, a plastic dome, and dice that look like they're trapped in a snow globe. It's very personal, I guess. But a lot of people I know do love bubble craps, and they thrive on bubble craps, which is hey, if that's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. But I got into the game because I heard a loud roar in the casino, and I wanted to be a part of it. There's no
Yeah.
fucking loud roar at bubble craps. It makes for a lot of stupid YouTube videos, but hey, what do I know? Now crapless craps again, you still have table energy, you still have people around you, but it's definitely around for people who don't really want to play the 7, don't want to be around the 7, and unfortunately, spoiler, it still does exist. But the house edge just got dressed up in a new outfit, and a lot of people don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't mind it, but I know that there's a lot of people who go and play crapless craps, but play it traditionally. Like they don't even put
Which I
any
don't
bets.
get.
Right, they don't even put any bets on
I
the
don't
on the on
understand
the
it.
on the outs the extreme outsides. They just
It,
play
it
they
makes
just
no
play
sense to me.
4 through 10, like as if they're on a regular table.
Yeah, I will never understand that. I will vehemently disagree with it. Like, if now, I'm not saying you can't play those numbers because obviously, yes, they're on the felt, but like if you're playing crapless, you should want to be playing the outsides. Isn't that why you're playing crapless, right? Because we've talked about it, right? Like the math actually changes a little bit on crapless,
Yeah,
not much, but a little bit, right? But like the seven's still a thing. You just can't bet on it. So you want to be betting on. I mean, any number can become a point, basically, right? Besides the seven, obviously. But like, I'll never understand why people like to play just regular craps on a crapless table. Like, to
yeah,
me, you're leaving money out there. And then people are going to be like, well, you guys were just talking about probability. And, the extremes don't have as high of a probability as hitting. Yeah, they don't, but you can actually bet on them and get nice payouts on them.
sure. It truly is in an identity crisis, right? Because it's splitting two cultures. Uh,
Yep.
the traditionalists, like you said, they want the table and they want the noise and the chaos and the camaraderie. And again, you can still have that on crapless table, but these new school gamblers who want isolation, simplicity, no social pressure. I'm sure you get that a lot with the online casinos. Not every state has it,
Mm-hmm.
but for those that do play it, yeah, it's just you and some electronic dealer or AI dealing for you and throwing dice for you. But the game is evolving, and unfortunately, the soul of craps is changing. Bubble craps removes that human element, but that's why I
Yep.
got into craps was the human element. Again, it's that roar you heard in the casino across the way. You're like, what, what was that? And you're like, I want to be a part of that. They sound like they're having fun. And
Yeah.
granted, when there's a heater, oh fuck yeah, craps is best game hands down anywhere in the casino. Best game. If there's a heater, fuck yeah, it is so much fun, Chris. Um,
Oh, it is.
and
It
again, you can
is.
still have that with crapless craps. We're just talking about, mathematically, it's taking away some of the different play that you can do on traditional with the crapless. Doesn't mean you can't have fun on a crapless table because playing those
Yeah.
extremes. If you're a come out horn player and maybe a horn player in general, I can't see how you cannot love crapless craps. But
Yep.
obviously, we've talked with people who are math people, and they absolutely hate crapless craps. And you're like, that's just dumb. I wouldn't not play on crapless craps just because of the math.
Yeah, no, like I have nothing wrong with Crapless. I think actually Crapless is kind of interesting because it really changes kind of how you think, right? Like, so I know we say half the game is dark side, which technically speaking, it's not really half, but there's two sides of the game. We'll call them half and half, right? So like you remove that half of the game, but you can get very interesting on Crapless, right? And you have to think differently when you're playing on a Crapless table because you can bet those extremes, because there is no dark side, right? And it really changes your style of play. And like for people who are interested in learning to play crapless, I would, recommend learning how to play it, right? There's a lot of tables available. It's a fun game. And I personally don't have anything wrong with it. I think it's fun, right? I like it. But you do have to, going back to the literacy piece, you do have to understand the house edge changes when you play crapless, right? So this is a big thing that I do have a problem with crapless. And it's not even the fact that it's crapless, it's the people who are playing crapless, right? It's
Yeah.
the people who are arguing the math and the house edge and your expected value and all that kind of stuff. But then they're also the biggest proponents of crapless. And I'm like, whoa, wait. So you're telling me that house edge is important. I should be playing low house edge bets. I should be playing, bets that don't carry a lot of juice on my part, but then I should go play crapless? It doesn't make sense. And I've actually gotten into discussions. I won't call them arguments, but I've gotten into discussions with people about it where they're math. And I'm like, oh, that's great. And then they'd start talking about crapless. I'm like, whoa, where'd the math go? And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, you just spent 20 minutes lecturing me on the math, but now you're going to tell me you want to go play crapless. You're like, well, the math doesn't change. I'm like, the math changes. So, oh, not that much. I'm like, all right, so you're going to argue place betting a 6 and an 8 versus a 5 and a 9, but now you're going to tell me that crapless has better math? Doesn't fly in DJ's world. Like, you can pull some stuff over me. You can't pull that over me.
Yeah, well, but there is something interesting about both. So, and bubble craps takes away jobs, takes away dealers in a
Yeah.
stick, right? And it's part of what makes the game great. I think we complained last episode about the dealer effect, but when things are fun, the dealers are fun, the sticks fun, like it's a good time. And
Hmm.
you all of that is completely gone with bubble craps. You are literally by yours. Even if you're at a station with 3 to 4 people, they all have their own bubble. Like
Yeah.
you're not even interacting with their games. That's what sucks.
Nope.
Granted, you do have the one that I think has the big red dice, and all 4 stations are actually affected by the same dice. But most of them
Yeah.
are the small white dice that are individualized with their own bubble. And
They're putting more of them in. And like you
exactly,
said, right, they're taking jobs away. That's another crisis piece of this, right? Is that they're taking jobs away, but not only taking jobs away, they're taking live tables away.
yeah. Well, but here's also uh, the casino squeezing you even more with crapless because you want to lay the 12. Did you know it's 600 to win 100? Who the fuck wants to do that? I don't want to do
Yeah.
that. Like
No.
I don't want to spend $60 to win 10. That
If
doesn't
you
like
can even lay. Some of the
right.
crap was they won't even let you lay.
Exactly. But the thing is, I think what our and again, Chris and I, FOC is a proponent of we like crapless craps. We are not against crapless craps. I think what we are against are bubble craps in general, but also roll to win. I think roll to win sucks. Why? Because roll to win takes traditional craps and squeezes and restricts the rules, and I hate that.
Yeah.
So much that they have the bump that I know you hate in the table just to make sure that your
Yeah.
dice roll random. And
Mm-hmm.
it's stuff like that. But like stadium craps, I don't really have a problem with stadium craps because it's still somebody throwing dice.
Yeah.
But you're all working from different kiosks and stations in a round to where it's still social as well.
Yeah.
And it's still social with people you have no idea you've never met who are across the way who are egging on your like they want you to be successful throwing the dice when you're up at the station with the stick. But again, it's one stick person. Again, it's reduced jobs. It took a whole pit
Mm-hmm.
crew down to one person.
Yeah.
And that kind of sucks for that piece of it. But it's definitely there's a reshaping of the craps culture and it's not it's not friendly overall, I think. Um,
Yeah, I think it's not friendly to the players, right? Or to the staff, to be honest with you. Because I
exactly.
think like Bubble, don't get me wrong, Bubble's good for some things. Yes, you'll see me play Bubble occasionally, very rarely, right? But like if you want to learn the game and you don't want to learn on the table because you're intimidated or something, Bubble's a good spot to do that, right? It also has low minimums compared to regular tables. So like if you don't have a large bankroll or you just kind of want to figure it out while you're doing it, you don't have the pressure of other people. Yeah, that's all fine, well and good, right? But like for the purists of craps, they should be completely against bubble craps because, like you said, right, it's taking away jobs. Casinos can put in 3 or 4 bubble stations where a regular craps table would go.
Yeah.
They require no staff, right? So for the casino's eyes, it's great. Why? Well, they're still going to have money in and out, right? Probably more money in and out, let's be honest, if there wasn't actual tables. And they don't have to pay a crew to stand there. And they also don't have to have as many eyes on the table as to what's going on because the bubble's going to give you a result every single time, right? You don't have to sit here and be like, "Oh, was that number rolled for the ATS? The dealer just didn't mark it, but it was rolled." And then you got to go review, right? Was a 7 rolled in between, blah blah blah, whatever, right? The bubble, it's electronic. It does it for you. And my other thing with it too is like it takes away, you already mentioned the camaraderie aspect, the personal aspect, but it also takes away like the feeling of craps, right? You don't have the dice in your hands. You don't have chips in your hands. Like, you don't actually work out the bets and other stuff, right? Like, you don't learn, oh, I got to place the bet here for the dealer to put it somewhere. No, it's just you touch a screen and, like, I can't tell you how many people who play bubble craps have no clue what bets pay.
But
Or
here's
they
the
bet improper.
right, exactly. But here's the other thing, and I got 2 points to make. One, a lot of bubble machines are timed, and you have a certain amount of time to make your bet. And it's like, what fun is that if I'm being rushed into making a decision? Because it may feel like, well, that's plenty of time to make a decision. Sometimes it's not. Yes, should you have a plan on where you want to go and what your bet progressions are going to be? Yeah, but you're changing the landscape of it when you're going down to a bubble machine that has like minimum $5 bets,
Mm-hmm.
so instead of, you can play $1, but it has to equal $5 minimum, or some of the boxes have to be $3 minimum or $5 minimum, $6 minimum on the 6 and 8 sometimes, but mostly just $5. But the thing is, that's what I'm talking about, more restricted rules. And with the more restricted rules, it just doesn't become, it becomes less fun. The
Mm-hmm.
other point I want to make is, you made an indirect point last week when you were talking about you were waiting for your dinner reservation and you had a little bit of time. If there's any kind of plus for what bubble craps should represent, is when you don't have time to do an actual buy-in to
Yep.
a table game, and you can
Mm-hmm.
jump on a machine, like you said, with $100, see how it goes. What are you doing? You're killing time. Bubble craps is for killing time to me.
Yeah.
That's all
Mm-hmm.
it's for. If I can't get onto a table game, I'll go play blackjack. I'm not going to go sit at a bubble craps machine.
Yep.
Like, fuck that.
Yeah, I used to. I mean, the fact that you brought it up as a time killer is probably like what I've always used it most for,
Hmm.
right? Like, if there's a craps game open, I'm probably gonna go over there unless I have some like real problem with the crew on the table and I have
Right.
no other choice. But my other choice there is I'm gonna go play blackjack, like you said, right? Or I just won't play at all, right? That discipline of just being able to not play. But yeah, like bubble craps is definitely like time killer. Where like I said, I was waiting for my dinner reservation. Like it was right next to me. So I'm gonna play, right? But see, this is also the thing. Casinos are smart, right? Why? What was next to my check-in for dinner? There was slot machines and bubble craps. The table games are in a completely different spot. You can't play the table games while you're waiting for dinner,
Yeah.
right? You can play the electronic games though.
Facts. But we know that you'll be over at sports betting if you can't find a table to get on.
Oh, that too. I mean, I could think of a lot of other things that I'd rather do. And like when I go to play bubble craps, I always say it like I go to screw around. Like I
Yeah.
don't actually go with the intent of like, okay, and it's probably my fault to be honest with you. And we always say we're fully honest, fully transparent on Full of Chips. Like I rarely ever go there and play how I would play like on a regular table.
Yeah. You play
I
differently on
rarely
bubble.
do. I literally say it. I go to screw around. That's what I did when I was going to dinner. I literally went to screw around before dinner
I mean, if you're,
because I
we
needed something
talked,
to fill my time.
right. And we had that one episode, Chris. Remember when we talked about, you're just bleeding your bankroll, playing 66 inside and across? Bubble craps. That's where you want to do that shit. Go do that shit on
Mm-hmm.
bubble craps. Go play across, because you could go across for a dollar a number on some machines. At
Yeah.
worst, it becomes like a $5 table and you're going 32 across. Like, go for it. But it's
Yep.
like, that's not how I'm going to play at a traditional table.
Nope. I can't tell you how many times I go to like a bubble machine and sit there and literally $5 on the pass line, 2-1-2 on the ATS, and just bang away.
Yeah.
Because listen, great way to kill time if you have time that you want to kill, but you don't have enough time, like Craig said, for like an actual session. I mean, shit, if you even put $100 in, you can make that ride for a while.
But
Worst case,
there's the difference, Chris. You're killing time at the bubble crabs table. You're trying not to kill time at a traditional.
yeah,
You're trying to
'cause
extend your session.
yeah, and we always say, right, time on the table, that's your enemy, right? And like I get it, right? People go to the casino and they're there all day, and they want to stay on the regular table all day. Listen, if that's what you want to do, that's what you're gonna do. right? You know it. We know it. Once you get up, you should probably get out. You should probably leave, right? Because how many times, and I know someone's going to say, well, I had a great roll, even I should have left. Yeah, but how many times have we not had that good roll? How many times have we been up and given it all back?
What? I
Casino
told you
knows you're going to do it.
I told you last episode. While I'm losing my bankroll every time, that's maybe I
Yeah.
should go to the bubble crab sometimes and just kill time because that's what I'm doing at the tables anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad option, honestly. Like if you are somebody who needs to be at a table and be stimulated like that. Well, I mean, take a couple bucks from your profit and go throw it on the bubble machine and give yourself that time killing piece that you needed. Cause, like, again, regular tables are going to have higher minimums. You're going to have to risk more money, right? On a bubble machine, I mean, like you said, most of them have like a $3 minimum or a $5 minimum, but you could spread that across multiple bets. So, like, you could sit there and literally play like pennies on, well, not pennies, but dollars on, random numbers. And like, yeah, you're not going to have big wins, right?
Yeah.
But you're also not going to give away all of your profit unless you're an idiot. Then, I mean, I can't help you there. If you're going to give away all your profit on a bubble machine, I don't know what to tell you.
But here's the thing: I think you and I both agree that we're not going to go to a bubble craps machine if we can't get on a table. We're just going to go play blackjack.
Yeah.
Why? Because we're still getting the social awareness up part of it and the social contact.
Mm-hmm.
And we kind of know what we're doing when we go over there, and we there's expected play over there, because we understand expected value when we're playing over there.
Yep.
But I don't think blackjack is a bad way to kill time. It doesn't take long to buy in and
Nope.
to get started. And again, like we've talked about this before, you might make profit within 10 hands. Like you don't
Yep.
need to be there for very long.
No. And see, that's the thing. Like on a craps table, right? A lot of people are going to play and they earn profit and then they just continue to play, right? Blackjack is so easy to get up from. It's so easy to stop playing.
Yeah.
Like craps is a lot harder to stop playing, right? Because let's be honest, and we talk about bankroll management all the time. And I know we haven't talked about it recently, believe it or not. Like, I mean, Craig, that might be a record. I think it's been a couple episodes since we've mentioned the terms bankroll management. But like, think about it, right? How many people are going to hit their win goal, turn all their bets off, and just wait to color up on a craps table? Nobody. Like,
No,
let's
but
be honest.
I guarantee you, if they put $100 in a bubble craps machine, they're probably gonna. Their intention is to blow the $100.
Yeah, I know that. But I'm saying, like, so let's say your win goal is $100 on craps, right? You are up $40 in your rack. You got 66 inside. Are you turning your 66 off? Most people aren't going to do that, right? Most people aren't going to. Well, your goal was to win $100. You didn't turn your bets off. 7 comes and now you're up 40. You could have been up your win goal and walked away, but no, you wanted to sit there and you wanted to play longer. Yeah, we know, right? Blackjack, I mean, you playing quarter level, you win 4 hands, you're up $100. All right, adios, see you.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to wait for that roll to finish when you're playing blackjack, right? You wait for that hand to finish and you're done. And like there's instant, I can leave now and I should leave now.
I'm gonna give you the FOC guarantee. You'll never see Chris and I playing bubble blackjack or stadium
hell no.
blackjack or any kind of electronics blackjack because
Nope.
the table game itself, again, is so easy to buy in and it's so easy to walk away once you've hit your goal. It's craps that there's such a social aspect to it that when you're up, you have this false sense that you can double it, triple it, go on a run when you're not reading the table and you're like, oh, I was up 100. I could have just walked because I met my goal, but I decided to go one more shooter and now I'm walking away. I'm down 100.
Yeah. Yep. And yeah, I will never play electronic blackjack. Now, people are going to say electronic craps is rigged and all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to go down that road.
Right.
It's not, right? The casinos don't have to rig it. There's idiots who are going to play it all the time that are going to make it so the casino wins anyway, right? Now, I'm not saying electronic blackjack is rigged. I am saying I do not trust the electronic blackjack, though. I do not trust it one bit, right? And there's a difference between thinking it's rigged and not trusting it. But you will never, and Craig was right, you will never see us on an electronic blackjack table. And if you see me sitting at an electronic blackjack table, I'm probably waiting for somebody, and I am not actually playing.
Or you're drunk.
Yeah, even then, Kirk, I don't think I could ever be drunk enough to play electronic blackjack.
I have
Like, I
never
genuinely
seen.
don't think I could be.
I have never seen until I saw electronic blackjack 20, 20, 21, 20, 20,
Yeah.
20, 21, 20. I'm like, are you serious? Like, what do you have? All the cards guaranteed to add up to 20 or 21, and those are the only two numbers the dealer can have? Like,
Mm-hmm.
like fuck that.
So side note, talking about electronic blackjack. So I was at a casino with a buddy, and he wanted to play electronic blackjack because there was no blackjack tables open, and we were waiting for a table to open. So he put money into the electronic machine. Craig, do you know what the average winning hand in blackjack is?
No, not yet. What?
It's 18.55, give or take a little bit, is the average winning hand in blackjack. I watched my buddy lose, like, it might have been 15 straight hands playing electronic blackjack. I shit you not, the worst hand the dealer had was a 19.
Worst.
The worst hand the dealer had was a 19.
And I guarantee you the most that they had on average was 20, 20, 20, 20, 20.
It was just 19s, 20s, and blackjacks left and right. I'm sitting here and I'm like, I'm sitting here wondering, I'm like, how many deck shoe are we playing here? Because, like, how many aces have I seen in the past 10 hands? It's unbelievable. And, like, now I'm not saying they always started with a 19 or a 20, right?
Yeah.
But they pulled to 19. The dealer never busted. I mean, I can't tell you 15s and 16s, dealers pulling 4s, 5s. I'm like, yeah. And then my buddy's hitting on it. You know, he's pulling a king or a queen or just a 10 every time. It's like, that's what I'm saying. It's not rigged, but I don't trust that shit at all.
I watched a string of hands for at least 10 minutes, not one bust by the dealer.
Yeah.
Not one.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
You see, this is another thing, and this is another episode, to be honest with you, talking about blackjack. But, like, basic strategy out the freaking window when you're playing electronic. Like, honestly, if you're playing electronic blackjack, I swear you're better off not hitting. Like, whatever two cards you're given, just stand. Just stand on it.
Stand on anything between 12 and 21. There you go. Just stand on
Fuck with the algorithm. Just because, like, the algorithm's expecting you to hit, right? Because the algorithm for, if they're not rigged, but, like, they're expecting you to play basic strategy. So you got to do something different than basic strategy on the electronic machines. So you just sit there and, like, I don't know. Dealer has a 10 up. You got a 14. Normally I'm hitting that, but, like, shit, I'll stand.
Just play advanced strategy. There you go.
Just play. I honestly, like, that's one of those games where, like, I will tell you, play how you're feeling. Like, do what you want to do. I don't care. Now, if you're playing with me on the table, I do care what you do. I do care.
Yeah. Yeah, we do care. We do care what position you're in. We care what you're doing, where you're hitting, what you're hitting.
What you're hitting, how you're hitting. I care about it all.
It sounds ridiculous, though. It may even sound idiotic.
It may.
Which makes me think of the top 5.
The top 5. Is it time for our top 5, Craig?
It's time for the top 5.
And our top 5 today is the top 5 reasons your YouTube idiocracy makes me want to go nerdy on the math.
It's a long title, but it's worth it.
It's a long title, Craig, but I can tell you I saw a lot of idiocracy when I logged into YouTube the other day. But what is the number 5 reason the idiocracy makes you want to go nerdy on math?
Before I get to number 5, I will say all the people that are doing idiocracy on YouTube, trust me, it's for views. It's for views and views only. They're not teaching you anything. In fact, some of the people that have like unbelievable skyrocketed views on their YouTube and their subscribers is because the casino is giving them the money to play with, and it's not coming out of their own pockets. So that's part of the idiocracy. Okay. So, all right. So my number 5 is the I learned craps yesterday. Let me teach you crowd. They speak with confidence and the accuracy of a broken calculator. Okay.
Craig, we're always so aligned. My number 5 is the mistaken teacher. Let me teach you how to play, but I don't even know how to bet. $10, 6 and 8. That's how you play.
We've
Like,
seen that guy. We've
oh, we've seen these guys. Like, I'm just sitting here and
it
I'm
was that
like,
Jimmy.
oh yeah, the cricket master. Yeah, but there's so many of them though. Like, and it's not even just him. He was one of the YouTubers who did it first. But like, I can't tell you how many people there are that like on a like I see them all the time on social media, right? Like my
Yep.
whole YouTube feed, my Instagram feed, my TikTok feed is mostly gambling because that's what I watch. But like I can't tell you how many people go on a craps table or even on bubble craps, which they can do on bubble, but then they learn you can't do it on a regular table. Just go quarters across, and then the dealers look at them like, "The fuck are you doing with quarters on your 6 and 8?"
That's the problem, Chris. They're taking this shit to the casino and they're making new players look like idiots. And that's part
Yep,
of the problem
they
that
are.
we have with it. All
All right,
right.
Craig, what's number 4?
My number 4. My number 4 is the fake strategy gurus. Okay, if your system worked, you wouldn't be filming in 720p from your laundry room, okay? Get a better setup and get a better strategy. All right.
There you go. There you go. My number 4 is the I'm disciplined, but I'm super undisciplined. They like to preach bankroll management, bet sizing, understanding the math and the variance and emotional control. Then you see them buy in for $500 on a craps table and go 500 across.
These are the people that just the bankroll burners. The bankroll burners, yeah,
Yeah,
just like to burn their bankroll, right? They're
pretty
like,
much what they
"Hey,
are.
I want to be here for less than 10 minutes. Let me light it on fire."
Yep.
My God. All right. Number 3. It's part of our title on the Mythbusters here. These are the math deniers. They argue with probability like it's a political opinion, and they just throw bets out there like, um, I'm going to close my eyes and just throw my chips wherever they land. I want you to put a bet on that.
Yep. Oh yeah, we know those people. All right, my number 3 is the unsubstantiated claimers. My system never fails. I never lose. I'm guaranteeing you to win. Guess what? I can guarantee you they're full of shit.
My number 2, the selective storytellers. They brag about those wins, but they bury those losses like they're running PR for their ego. They don't want to put on the Discord the shit session they had. They would just want to put their wins, even though a lot of their win stories are just comeback stories.
Yep. Yep. My number 2 is it's along the same lines of that. It's the re-recorders, or were you recording that? Hey, stop recording and let's start again. Why? You lost, whatever you're doing didn't work, and you need it to work so you get the views. So you got to keep recording and recording and recording and recording till you make it work so you get your precious views.
Excellent. Excellent. All right. My number 1, and I kind of like the way this is labeled. These are the loud wrong people, because the louder they talk, the more wrong they are at the table.
Yeah.
They speak of bets that don't make sense. They tell dealers what the payout should be, and they're completely wrong. Completely wrong.
Yep. Yep. All right, my number 1 is the clickbait rage baiters.
Oh
They
yeah.
have flashy titles, they have flashy thumbnails. They're throwing money all over the place. They're telling you the casino hates this. I broke the craps table. I invented the game of craps. Guess what? They ignore the most important thing, which is bankroll management and the math. The math doesn't care what your thumbnail looks like or how much hype you want to talk about in your video. They don't even worry about probabilities, expected value, or how bankroll management actually works. They only care about entertaining you and making sure you click on their video.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Um, we've seen it everywhere, and it's embarrassing, really.
It is. And like now, I'm not going to say I haven't done it, but I've done it for a purpose, let's say,
Right.
and usually with that, like the video is still informational, or at least I find it to be informational, and like there's a lesson in there somewhere. Like, yeah, I could put, oh, this is the best way to do this, right? But literally the first words out of my mouth in the video are, is this the best way to do it? I'm going to show you. You tell me if you agree or not.
No, a lot of times you framed your things as questions. Like,
Yeah.
is this the comeback strategy of the century? Is this the best way to play? Should you be shooting this way?
Yeah.
Because you do. You want to make, and that's the whole point. Let them make their own opinions about what's happening and what they're seeing.
Yep.
We don't want people to tell us you should be doing this. We've already discovered that if you're a shooter, the worst thing you can do is watch somebody shoot with a specific dice set. It's not going to work for you. You're not the same height. You don't have the same build. You don't have the same arm length. You don't throw from the same position. Your dice don't land in the same area. Like, it's a bunch of bullshit.
No, it really is. And like, I wish people would, like, and I do watch some of the stuff for entertainment purposes only, because I know there's no value in watching it, and I wish I didn't have to give them the click. I mean, I try to be better than that. I try not to give them the click. But some of it I'll watch just to see, and I usually watch it to see like the stupidity of it, or like to see how people are really like preaching a bad message or the wrong message. And I'm not saying everybody does it, but with all of the influencers posting shit about gambling now, 99% of them, again, like you said, Craig, they don't give a flying shit if their video works or not, because they know you're going to watch it. They know they're probably going to make more money off that video than they lost in the video. And were they even gambling with their own money in the first place? That's a great question.
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
Which you have to be, you have to understand, right? You have to know, is this for entertainment or is this for education? That's something you have to make a decision for yourself. And talking about making decisions for yourself, Craig, what is our tip of the episode?
All right, I think this is a really good tip. It's a prominent tip, and I'm surprised that it took 56 episodes to get to this tip. But our tip of the episode is listen to your gut. Your gut is smarter than your superstition and quieter than your ego. It knows when the table is lying. It knows when the vibe is off, the roll is done, when you're pressing too hard, or you should walk, when you should walk. Your gut isn't mystical. It's experience disguised as instinct. Trust it. It's the only system that doesn't embarrass you at the casino.
I love that tip. And I think not enough people actually listen to their gut in life, but also in the casino. Like, I can't tell you how many times, oh, I should have done this. My gut was telling me to do this and I didn't do it. Your gut's usually not wrong. So why don't you listen to it more? Like, I always like when people say, it was gut instinct. I was listening to my gut on this and this is what I did. Why don't you employ that more? Listen to your gut, follow it. Great tip, Craig.
But here's the other thing, and it can be subtle too about listening to your gut. Let's say that the dealer passed you up your payout, and when you went to pick it up, you knocked over the chips. I've taken that now as a sign to either turn my bets off or just be cautious on the next bet.
Mm-hmm.
It's simple things like that. It's not just the table, the dice off the table, or the dice hit somebody, or somebody made a stink, like just started an argument or something. It's about the little things that you need to start paying attention to and let your gut guide you. If your gut is telling you, I don't feel comfortable about this roll, turn your bets off. Again, you're going to miss out on one payment. So what? Turn your bets back on next roll. But at least you listen to your gut. And again, is your gut always right? No. Will it save you majority of the time? I happen to think it will. So trust your gut.
I agree. Trust your gut. Great episode 55, Craig. Hope the folks at home enjoyed it. If you need to reach us, FullofChipsPodcast@gmail.com. Full-length episodes on YouTube, Spotify, Apple. Short-form content on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and the Patreon is linked down below. Go join, and if you want to be on one of our episodes, drop in the Patreon. Let us know that you want to be a part of our episode, and you might be having this same discussion with us in a future episode. Craig, take us out on episode 55.
All right. And that's it. If you still think superstition is a strategy, bubble craps is real craps, or YouTube gurus or prophets, that's on you. The math is right there. You just keep choosing vibes over literacy. Your gut knows better. Your ego doesn't. Thank you for joining us for episode 56, where the dice don't care and the math doesn't lie and the delusion is always louder than the truth. Unless your superstition gets you wrecked before then, hopefully your pockets will be full of chips.